Hello.
Hi, Elle. You look nice today.
Thank you. It's a good hair day.
You always have a good hair day. You have
No.
the most amazing hair.
Thank you. It's humid here in Florida, and on humid days, my hair gets very big and very fuzzy.
The
And
subtleties between your not good hair days and your good hair days are so small, the rest of us don't notice them. Go you. Good hair day. Awesome.
hey, these things don't happen all that often, so when it happens, I'm so
That is
excited.
a lie. What I'm telling you is that is a lie. Your hair always looks great.
Thank you. But
So, fun
today looks
fact.
extra great.
Yeah, fun fact, all of my hair fell out and it's regrowing, and I just haven't had any great hair days in a while, but
It
that's all right.
that is not true. The other night when we were out, your hair looked super cute, and your hair looks super cute now. I like it when you do the little
A
up in the front.
floop. All right.
Yes, and I can tell that it's thicker than it was, so
Oh,
yay
yeah.
you.
Also, I strategically removed some, fine baby hairs in strategic places today, and yeah.
Oh, that is a good thing. Yes, I hate that because as I get older, I have more and more of those, and they're not such baby hairs that need to be removed. I
See,
have a
these are
lot.
weirdly human things. We all
Yes.
grow hair in places that we would just kind of rather not
That we
have
would
some hair.
rather not have some hair. It's funny. We wanted to talk about advice today. One of the advice that I was given that was very difficult for me to hear at the time, and it was extremely embarrassing, but it was very good advice, came from an older friend of mine who told me that I really needed to, be removing some more hair. I have a lot of hair on my head and I have a lot of hair other places. So she was like, you really need to be cleaning up the edges of your, jawline there. So I was super embarrassed, but it came from a good place in her heart. And since I've been doing that, I feel so much more confident because I didn't realize how much hair I had there. Because you
Oh,
don't look at the side
no.
of your own face, right?
Oh, no. But here's the thing. I mean, I can hear my daughter saying, you don't need to remove any hair, that you're beautiful the way you are and whatever you're comfortable with. There are generational differences, which are just like cultural differences. And women our age often,
Yeah, we got extra hair.
there's no way. There's no way. Some of you remove hair, and that's great. And some of you don't remove hair, also great.
Yeah.
I prefer hair on my head and my eyebrows, and not a lot of other places. And that's just me
Yeah, me too. Okay.
because I'm old and not cool. Hi, I'm Candace,
And I'm Elle.
and this is Weirdly Human. You're listening to Not Cool People, right? You know who is cool and
Tell
gives
me.
great advice?
Tell me.
Auntie Dionne Warwick.
Oh, yes. I love Auntie Dion. Lay it on me.
Okay, so she is my favorite person on Twitter right now. I've got to walk you through the evolution of Dion. She is hilarious, but I don't think she tries to be hilarious.
No, I think she's trying to be genuinely
She is,
good and helpful.
yes, but let me read you some of her earlier tweets.
Oh, yes, please. Because we were talking about this the other day and I was howling. It was so funny. I mean, I've seen a little bit of her on Twitter. Some of the things you were showing me, I just thought, this is precious. This is gold.
How do send a tweet to @SnoopDogg? Did I do this correctly? And this is an evolution. Okay, so
Yeah.
in the beginning, she's adorably trying to figure out Twitter. Can Gen Z and millennials please tell me why you're always saying screaming or yelling? Why are you shouting? Should I be shouting as well? Thanks. And this one very famously went viral. She said, "Hi, Chance the Rapper. If you are very obviously a rapper, why did you put it in your stage name? I cannot stop thinking about this." And the perfect thing about that tweet is I cannot stop thinking about this. Like we are
Right.
seeing, imagining Dionne Warwick.
Oh,
Just,
just pondering that over her
yes,
tea in the afternoon. Yes.
I know. I love
Yes,
it.
I love it. I love it. And what was the other one?
She's shutting down a hater right now, and she says, "Please remember that Chance the Rapper has given back to Chicago public schools in a tremendous way. If you don't have anything kind to contribute about my new friend, then please log off." And then there's a line break, and she says, "Save your password first. I've made that mistake."
Oh my God, that's the best. I love that.
She's just so genuine and wonderful. And then she goes on to say, you know what? I'm 80. Please be kind. I'm learning Twitter. And in some ways, she's still growing more so than I am.
And I love it that she's trying to learn something new. At 80, I don't even know that she's trying. She's just becoming.
She just is.
She just is. But she's humble, genuine, and pure. God, I love that. I just love that.
On the colors of the pride flag and their meanings. I will share what I have learned soon. Let's all work together to be more knowledgeable and inclusive. I'm also learning about pronouns for people of a certain age. Learning about pronouns outside of the binary he, she is very difficult. And she is asking for help and willing to learn. And it's amazing.
It is amazing. I love it. That's just fantastic. We should all be more like Dion.
Someone says to her, and I think it's funny that this person's handle is not that Karen. It is literally a Karen. Not that Karen says, someone should teach you to DM or direct message on Twitter. Not that I don't enjoy the family drama. And Dion says, I know how to do this. I do not want to. Okay,
see,
come
there
on.
we go. That's blatantly honest. I love it. I love it.
Her bio says, I am not writing a bio. I love it. I love everything about it. I brought her up too because she's hilarious, but also because it's an advice show and people have started asking Dion for advice, and she's everyone's aunt. And
yes.
They started Auntie Dion.
Auntie Dion.
And Auntie Dion says, Dave says to Auntie Dion, how could I effectively combat imposter syndrome? And she replies, I had to Google this term. Doubt is one of the many thieves of joy. Give yourself more credit. Also, therapy is a helpful tool. Love ya. And I thought, wow, she would really be doing this podcast much better than we are. That was so succinct.
I love it.
It was so succinct. And she writes jokes without trying. So
I love it. So, okay, so this is going to be an episode about advice. Has there been a time when you've been given good advice that you took and were happy you did, or bad advice that you took and you were sad that you did? Give me some story here.
All advice is bad advice when you don't want advice.
Oh, that's true.
I firmly believe that. You have to be in a place to say, oh, I figured it out myself. And Elle told me that 10 years ago, but I wasn't in a place to hear it,
I wish I had known you 10 years ago.
Because you would have given me great advice.
No, I don't think I would have.
We would have given each other great
advice. Exactly.
I wish I'd known you 10 years ago. That's very sweet.
So when I was thinking about this for myself, I was thinking about when I was in college. And when I first went to college, I declared an accounting major, which is hilarious.
Whoa.
I know, right? I was good in math and science. So, hey, pick something. So it was accounting major and I needed a couple of science credits. Somewhere, one of my friends said, take geology. It'll be so easy. Rocks for jocks. Take the geology class. It'll be a no-brainer. So I thought, okay, fine. Signed up for geology. Talked one of my girlfriends into doing it with me. She was so mad. We got halfway through this class and it was so boring. Oh God, it was easy, not gonna lie, but it was so boring and I can't remember anything from it. And then of course I ended up doing a biomedical actual degree, so didn't do me any good.
No, but it was easy and maybe that's what you needed on your plate.
My freshman year of college, sure.
So wait, was that good advice or bad advice?
I'm pretty sure that was bad advice because I don't remember anything from that class. I'm very sorry because that was a very long time ago, but I've never used that information. And I was thinking about that because my little is in 7th grade and doing earth science. And she was talking about metamorphic rock and igneous rock and sedimentary rock. I'm like, yeah, that's about all I know.
Yep, that's
about it.
Sounds about right.
What I got. That's for $350. Thank you for that class.
I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say this, but my husband's ex-girlfriend, whom he was not pleased with at the end of their relationship.
Hence the end of the relationship.
Yes. I think she ghosted him or something. He was not happy.
Which is so surprising because your husband is such a sweet man.
I know.
But her loss, your gain.
For sure. But the amount of conniving that goes into this, it was almost scary to me. He was in the Navy on a submarine, and she was also in the Navy, and asked him for some advice. And he said, "Oh, you should definitely go submarine. You'll love it." And he said, "That was my revenge on her because I knew that she would hate it." And she signed up for it and had to spend 3 years
Oh.
doing this thing that she hated, and, went on to explain how sinister this plot was. And I thought, I don't ever want to cross you.
Right. Oh,
He didn't just explode and say, "You bitch, you broke my heart," because that would have been too temporary. No, as he put it, ruined her life.
That may be true.
With this advice. Yes, he ruined her life with this advice. And I thought,
Oh,
that's cold.
that's
And you've met him and does
I
not
have.
seem
No, that seems very out of character.
right. Which is why she trusted that this was good advice. And that's the rub. It
Okay,
it
well.
was intentionally terrible advice.
Okay, well, I've got your back, sister. If you all break up, which I hope you never do.
Right.
But
We would actually divorce, but
Well,
yes.
Okay, yes. If you divorced, then we're going to not take anything that he says is a good idea.
So speaking of which, I would need to move in with you. Is that okay?
Sure. Yeah. As you can see, we are in the closet of my spare bedroom. So this will be your room.
Believe it or not, this podcast is my full-time job. And I think
Well, adulting
that
is our full-time job.
yes.
But yes, go ahead.
But I think you know how much money I make.
Well,
And
you make
there's
as much money as I make at this point.
right, and there's a negative sign in front of it.
So I'm going to be supporting you too.
Well,
Oh,
just for a little bit. I mean, I can
you clean well.
you can fire the housekeeper.
Yeah, I was going to say.
You can fire the housekeeper.
That's all right. That's a deal.
Just temporarily.
Yeah.
Until I get on my feet or until we get some
Sponsors.
sponsors. If you're a small business or you own a small business and you're listening to this podcast right now, you could sponsor us. And
This could be your space.
yes, this could be your space. We could do a segment called Sponsors We Wish We Had. And I have one. I have one for today.
Okay.
Sponsor I wish we had, Masterclass. I've been enjoying this app so much. I've learned so much from Steve Martin. I know you're wondering when I'm going to start incorporating it into the podcast. And we're going to be funny like Steve Martin. And we are so getting there. Steve Martin's a riot, by the way. He's going to be a favorite person soon. And
Oh.
we'll have to put him on the
We're
board.
going to have to put him on the board
We'll
for
have to put him
sure.
on the board.
I agree. I've enjoyed tangentially your masterclass.
Shh. I think
Oh, I just happened to come over and you were watching. That's not the same.
that's true. It's not like I've given her my password.
No.
Though, I mean, come on, I would if you asked. But
I wouldn't ask.
actually, I would not if you ask because I have forgotten my password. And so I am just going to not know my password.
Okay.
Unless
So I am just going to come over to your house to watch
Exactly.
Masterclass.
Well, and especially since Masterclass is a sponsor we wish we had. Oh, you know what? We would also talk about right now for Christmas, there's a 2-for-1 on Masterclass.
I know.
And so actually you could be my freebie. We could split the cost.
If you just waited a little bit.
So my
Impulsive
advice to you is if you do anything remotely artistic or you like Steve Martin or David Sedaris, Gordon Ramsay, some people get it just for the cooking. There are so many people at the top of their game. I watch it more as sort of a documentary, like you get to see behind the scenes. This is a heartfelt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sponsors we wish we had.
Yeah.
All right. In that same vein, I think it's time to bring back podcasts I wish we'd made.
Hang on real quick. I want to say you would be surprised what we will do for $20. Never
actually-
take that out of context. Never take that out of context.
Or actually, those who know us may not be surprised
That's true,
what we
that's
would
true.
do for $20.
If you know us personally, you would not be surprised at all what we would do for $20.
Oh my God.
So,
Our children
anyway.
are listening to this.
So children are not listening to this.
No, it's so true.
We have forced our children to listen to this.
Oh
and
God. I keep telling my children, tell your friends that their moms would like this podcast.
Yes, tell your friends Your moms would like that.
Oh.
If that's not a sales pitch for us,
I
if you
don't
know
know
what,
what it
you
is.
know what, if you don't like our podcast, chances are your mom will. So if you're listening right now and thinking this sucks, then recommend it to your mom because I think maybe we just missed you and this is for your mom.
Hey.
Is your mom in a nursing home? I think just hearing the sound of someone's voice right now would probably be very comforting. And why not our voice?
Voice says yes.
Yes, our voice says. I've been told we have nice voices. People like to listen to us. So
I have been told that as well. I'm very excited about that.
your
And
mother that you put in a home and don't like very much, she should listen to this podcast.
yes, I think we're going to be big with the 70 and up crowd.
Do you think Masterclass would be big with the 70 and up crowd? Is that our right sponsor? Or depends?
Oh,
Depends
It
as a
depends.
sponsor. I wish we had. No, the adult diapers.
Okay, I don't. I'm gonna let you do the voice for that one. I'm gonna stay out of that.
Like, whoop, just dribbled a little and no one would know because I'm wearing my Depends today.
God.
What are you doing for protection today? You just don't like these chairs very much.
Turbulent times. Okay. All right. So, but seriously, podcasts I wish we'd made. We talked about having that be a somewhat recurring segment on the show. So, podcasts I wish we'd made is You're Wrong About.
I loved the title when you said that to me
know.
the other day. I said, ooh, I do wish we'd made that.
Right?
You're wrong about, because there's nothing I love more than telling people what they are wrong about.
See, your contrarian nature is one of the many things that I love about you.
Oh,
Yes.
I usually try not to be contrary with you because I like you and I respect your opinions. I can be more contrary if you want me to lean into that.
Okay, well, sure, bring it. And then if I need you to dial it back, I'll let you know. How about
Okay.
that?
All right.
All right,
Fair.
so You're Wrong About is hosted by Michael Hobbs and Sarah Marshall, who are actual journalists and friends who are, quote, obsessed with the past.
So they are qualified to make a podcast for starters.
So we probably couldn't even have made this podcast because we are not actually journalists. But I wish we could have because they're bright, they're funny, they are engaging. They dig into things that have happened in the past, either someone's life or an event or something that's happened in the past. And they look at it from a different perspective. When we watch something on the news or when we read something on the news, we get really just a snippet of what's happened and they dig deeper to say, maybe we got that wrong and why. They've got a lot of episodes. They were named second best in 2019. So I've only listened to the most. I've only scratched the surface, but I love it. It's so funny.
When you told me about it, I listened to the episode about the Electoral College and me being the cynic and the contrarian. I'm like, I'm not wrong about it, but I'm going to listen to this episode. And you know what? I was wrong about it.
Yeah. It changes your mind.
It did.
Know.
It changed my mind.
So they've got some really great topics and I'm excited to dig into more.
I wonder if they're popular enough to be a sponsor on our podcast.
Perhaps those people who are listening to You're Wrong About could migrate over to us and then back and forth.
I think both audiences would like both podcasts. They could be both a podcast I wish we'd made and a sponsor.
And a sponsor I wish we had. For sure.
We are just shy of just begging for money.
And weirdos, just so you know, at our website, weirdlyhumanpodcast.com, we do have merch. If you're interested and you'd like to have a sticker or a shirt or something and show your Weirdly Human pride, you can go there and get it.
Right. So you don't have to be a sponsor. You don't have to own a small business. You can just want a shirt with a cool logo on it because people will ask you, oh, where did you get that? What does Weirdly Human mean? Got a pretty cool logo. If you haven't seen it, check it out.
Yeah, check it out.
And also buy something.
Yeah.
It's hard out here. If you're struggling right now, that's also okay. We'll keep giving you content. It's all right.
Just keep listening.
Just keep listening. Because honestly, if they keep listening and don't give us any money, they count towards our listenership.
Absolutely.
Which makes our sponsorships more expensive.
Yes.
So you're still
helping us out. That's right.
Give us money. Don't give us money. It's all good. But listen
Yes.
to us either way. Listen to
Yes.
us.
Listen to us. Tell your friends. If you like what you hear from us, tell your friends and then get them listening too.
This is starting to sound like,
We're begging.
yeah,
I
the
know.
NPR's
Oh my God, it does.
the fund drive. Operators are standing by. Yeah, if you just want to call me, Venmo me. I'll give you my Venmo information.
Oh.
So what will you do for 20? Will you swallow this goldfish for $20?
Okay, that's you.
I'm not swallowing a goldfish. I thought you would swallow the goldfish for
No,
$20.
gross. Okay, so back to advice.
Oh,
Okay,
yes.
so we were talking about this yesterday, how on the neighborhood,
Oh,
the
our next door
neighborhood-
app.
our next door complaining app.
The complaining app. Yes, we have an app for complaining.
We do. And we were talking about how there were people that were complaining about living in an HOA and the things that come with living in an HOA, and how really sometimes when we're complaining, we don't want advice. We don't want anyone to fix it. We just want commiseration.
I think these were two separate things. So I was saying the complainers on Nextdoor can go eat a bag of pubic hair. I hate them. It is so obnoxious to listen to them complain about trivial things. I hate it, hate it, hate it. Don't want to hear it. And then in my next breath, I said, I like to complain to you about trivial things and don't want you to fix it. I just want you to go, oh, yeah, that sucks. Somehow saying these two things out loud side by side made me realize what a hypocrite I was being. And I am not going to change my behavior at all because of it.
Well, after we talked about that yesterday, I realized this happens a lot in all of our lives. We both have mid-teenage children. They come home from school, and immediately, as the mom, you get the download of how awful everything was and blah, 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 blah. I used to try to fix this. Oh, it's going to be okay. Yes, they said this, but I didn't mean it. And now, fix what they need and what I need to do, because that's exhausting, is to sit there, listen, nod. Oh my goodness, how did that make you feel? And then what are you going to do about this?
Or, that sucks.
That really was terrible. I'm so very sorry. Yes,
That
that's
sucks.
what I need to do instead of trying to fix things.
And it seems to be common with women and moms. Our husbands do it too. Someone complains to you and you want to fix it immediately. And sometimes it's an unfixable problem. You know, someone's dog died or
their father is sick.
Yes, and it's unfixable and they're complaining. And you know what? They don't want advice. They want you to go, well, that sucks.
Right. And we also talked about how in our society we don't do grief very well, and we don't really do commiseration very well. We kind of want to one up each other. So if you say, oh, I had such a terrible day, sometimes a response would be, well, you should be grateful.
Oh, no, I'm going to cut you off and say, that's nothing. This happened to me today.
That's exactly
so
right.
I immediately minimized whatever you're feeling.
Yep.
Because only I have a right to feel that way. My thing was bigger.
No, for sure. So
I feel like for a podcast on advice, we've not given any good advice. No.
We're not going to give advice. That's the point.
Oh.
That's the point, is that we're not going to give advice.
No, you're not going to give advice. I'm going to give advice.
Okay.
But maybe think about that. Next time someone's complaining and you feel that anxiety, oh, how am I going to fix this? What should I do? Just say, that sucks. And a lot of times someone just wants that feeling validated. Sometimes we complain about things we know are trivial, okay? It's nice to have someone go, yeah, it sucks.
Right. Without saying, oh, well.
Yeah, that's nothing. There are starving children.
Right.
Yeah.
There's starving children, or you've got a roof over your head. Well, you should. What if you were homeless? And there's a million things that people say.
As long as we have a roof over our head, we shall never be upset about anything ever. That's our advice, is to listen to people complain better.
Commiserate better. We can always go to Auntie Dion.
For sure.
Because she gives good advice.
She does. And so if you don't know what to do to fix a problem, your advice could be, I don't know, ask Auntie Dion on Twitter.
Absolutely.
Hey, you know what? We're both about to take a break for a week. Just getting here today, I'm going to pat myself on the back for that.
Yeah.
Maybe we need another podcast where we do give advice, because I want to do that.
Yeah, I mean, how many podcasts have spin-off podcasts?
It is very convenient that we share a lot of the same neuroses, though,
Right.
because I can give you advice much better than I can get. Oh, you know what? We didn't talk about the fact that when I'm having a problem, I tend to go into the negative self-talk, beating myself up, or I don't know what to do. And I have learned, and this is the thing that makes me feel the wisest, think, okay, well, what would I tell Elle? What would I tell her to do in this situation? And I'm, of course, 100% nicer with you than I am with me. And stepping outside and saying, well, what would I tell Elle to do? It's like, it's so much easier to give you advice than to give myself advice, and vice versa. I know I can ask you for advice
Totally.
and you will give it to me straight, even though I know that's not the advice that you would give yourself,
Right?
especially not as a perfectionist.
Not as the perfectionists that we are. It's true. But, we are learning, we're growing, we're maturing, we're evolving.
Ooh.
Look at that. Look at that.
So I think we have mentioned this as our midlife podcast.
Totally. Oh, God, why couldn't we make that one?
Right?
All right, weirdos. Thanks for listening. This has been another episode of Weirdly Human. We love ya. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Wait, you didn't prepare. You weren't
Um,
thinking about this? We talked about this yesterday.
we did, but I wasn't. Okay, so